Okay, so Sky Temple is our semi-final map. We have Murloc Geniuses going up against 2Arc, and, well, 2Arc already with some pretty nice games. This is like the third game today they were casting with them, and they really turned around during these fights. They did a great job there. So we have them now with the first ban, and we've seen a lot of bans on Khaldor and also Tyrande today, and there is Tyrande once more. So that trend continues, and for good reason. In competitive play, she's incredibly powerful. If you really know how to play her, this is just like the thing that you want to make sure the opponent doesn't have. In this case, though, it's 2Arc even saying that they are not going to play her. So usually the Tyrande is oftentimes even coming in as a second ban and not as a first ban. Khaldor is something that the teams are oftentimes fighting about. But we have also, like, there's a couple of things that you can ban out. You can go into that ETC if you want to deny that from the beginning. We've seen bans on Falset even already. That's more so in the European scene, but we could see throughout the series here already that Falset is played more often now in North America too. I think it's mostly the Chinese that really don't like the hero at all. They rather play Vala. They play a lot of Reyna as well, and they're having a couple of other heroes that they prioritize. Khaldor is banned out though in this game. 2Arc could start things off with something along the lines of maybe an ETC. They could go into a Tacita. The problem that you have with an ETC in general is that ETC is very versatile in the way that he can fit into certain combinations, especially with that Uther. That Mosh Pit is of course extremely powerful and something that can do a whole lot for you. You can even combo him off with the Jaina. And Jaina is a little bit more popular on North America as well. So in Europe, there's a high chance that if you don't go for Jaina early on, she's actually being ignored. But on the North American server, we normally see her as a counterpart to Khaldor still. It's a question of how you deal with those new changes, with the scaling in particular. But right now, we are currently seeing Zagara picked first. And there's that Jaina that I was talking about, with an ETC. So instead of going ETC Uther, they decided to go into ETC Jaina here. Zagara has already been picked, and well, that kind of continues what 2Arc did on the last map. They went into an early Zagara. Muradin is again likely. It would be a very similar start to their last draft if they went for Muradin right now, and I think they went for an Uther together with that. Uther is one of the heroes that you either want to ban out or you want to pick him now, because Murloc Geniuses still have that chance to go into an uninterruptible mosh pit, and you kind of don't want to let that happen. We have Muradin already taken, so he is next to ETC just like the best tank. So you need to make sure that you either have him or you ban him out. There's very little other tanks that you really want to go for at this point. So as you can see now, we have 2Arc maybe even again with that Uther that they're going to pick here. And, well, yeah, there it is. So, solid starts. Good starts in the game, a solid lineup, and then you can branch out towards the later part. Even though that Zagara as such an early pick is definitely a bit of an oddity and something that is very characteristic for 2Arc as a team, not so much for any scene out there right now or for the meta in general. Falset is banned out this time. Even we have 2Arc with a ban, and they could head into a ban on. Well, I suppose they could still think about banning out that Tyrael here, since the Sanctification with the Mosh Pit is also very strong. Hasn't really been a popular ban today, Tyrael, though. And well, let's see if they're going to go for that. If not, there's a lot of damage dealers that they can actually ban out at this point. And they ban out a Thrall. Definitely a bit of a target pick that we're seeing here. Thrall is becoming more and more popular. If you are actually watching the videos on the YouTube channel frequently, then you have seen that already. They could have tried to ban that Tacita, I suppose. Now, Murloc Geniuses go straight into a Tacita Sonya. Might have even thought about a Tacita Thrall at the same time. Thrall has benefited from those scaling changes quite a lot, but of course Sonya is also in a very nice position when it comes to single target damage. She's really good with that spear, with the mobility. Once that you take the level 13 talent with a mystical spear, you are just like so good at escaping an opponent as well, or just like diving into a fight. And if you have Tacita with a leeching plasma and also the shield, it helps you a lot. But 2Arc is going straight for that Diablo again. I mean, in the old times, this would have been an Apocalypse Diablo, right? You start with the Maw, and Maw into Apocalypse was like the combo. It was like the combo of death. Wombo combo potential per excellence here. These days, it's a Lightning Breath that most of the Diablo players are totally focusing on. And I suppose that we could see a Maw into Apocalypse, but it's a little bit more likely that Diablo is going to try and get some damage out there with a Lightning Breath, especially on a map like Sky Temple when you're trying to control one of those temples. Reyna as well, zoning thanks to Hyperion. Murloc Geniuses, I mean, they can play this with even more damage if they want to, but they play a Malfurion for heals. We have seen Tacita solo heals today. In this case, it's a Malfurion that they are playing with that allows you, of course, to get which is also pretty cool. And you can just like drop mana on all of those heroes, like Jaina, for example, which puts her in a position where she can go for a talent build that does not even involve Conjurer's Pursuit or Arcane Intellect. She can still do it, but if they plan to really use Malfurion, sometimes even with the talents early on for the Innervate, then he would be very valuable to Jaina just to support her a bit. Let's jump into the game. We're going to find out which team is going to make it to the finals here, ladies and gentlemen. Sky Temple is the map, and let's go right for it. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Our semifinal, the first semifinal here of the End of the Storm North America has just started. And, well, as you can see, we have in this game to the left side the Murloc Geniuses, and they play with Equinox on Sonya. We have currently Tsukima on Malfurion, Faye on Jaina, Furion ETC, and Khaldor Luck on Tassadar. To the right side of the map, it's Crone on Zagara, and we have, of course, for 2-Arc, we followed throughout the last few games, again Insomnia, this time on Uther as support, Sunshine on Diablo, LZ Gamer on Reyna, and Traitor is playing Muradin. So yeah, in this semi-final, of course, this is the last qualifier, by the way. After that, we're going straight into the players, and that, of course, means that this is the last chance for the teams to better their standing in the qualifier standings here, in the rankings. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we already have everybody starting to move in for a bit of a brawl before the minions even appear on lane. This time they were trying to move down here. Crone, of course, and the Zagara is going to take the bot lane here, which is going to be the point. But, well, at the moment we have in the mid lane still Sonya. So the shrines are going to activate at the mid lane at the top, right? So usually you have Zagara at the bottom lane, and either like any kind of hero that has a bit of pushing power is trying to, of course, like stop her a little bit. Brightwing is oftentimes also at the bot lane or false step because they have the opportunity to like go for the global presence, jump in with their spells. Nice attack here against Crone. Not successful, but definitely putting the brakes onto Zagara's push for just a bit. But of course, if you have already all of those creep tumors around, then you usually know when these are happening, and then you are kind of safe. The top lane was being pressured quite a bit. We have the tri-lane already forming here, and Tsukima on the Malfurion support is the only one who's really trying to, or who's really able to push this back. But he's getting a bit of help since, of course, the Murlocs, they realize that they won't be able to hold this lane for long. When it comes to the level 1 talents, we have a block on Sonya, so there's no Warpaint or Shot of Fury taken, but instead trying to just dodge a few of these auto attacks. Oh, nice move here against Muradin, but of course he can jump out of this one. We're seeing so far, actually, Faye on her hero with the Lingering Chill. Again, the move away from the Deep Chill into the Lingering Chill. The last nerf that has hit the talent was just a bit too much, and therefore most of the teams are now, or most of the players are heading into the Lingering Chill instead, which is still pretty solid if you want to go for that. Unless, of course, you're starting this with the Conjurer's Pursuit or the Iceland talent, then it, of course, doesn't really matter at all. Once, oh, Diablo is actually a bit far out there. He's very, very zoned out and also body blocked, and Sunshine is the first kill in the game. So he dies, 2-Arc losing against the hero, and that means that right now they are also down in talents, or were down in talents for a second. Arcane Intellect still taken for Jaina. Malfurion can of course help out with his Innervate, but we don't have any specific talents taken for it. So right now we have her still using Arcane Intellect here. And Zagara is starting to push Tassadar back, has to shield himself. The temples are still active, and that means that we're having both of the teams trying to collect those shots. Malfurion went into Elune's Grace, and that means now that we have him in a situation where he has increased range on all of his basic abilities. The top lane, that's where ETC has to move away. LZ Gamer and Sunshine were starting to threatening him quite a bit. But down to the bot lane, Crone is finally getting his damage in against the structures. Tassadar had to go home, and that means that we're having now a pretty heavy push here starting. Crone is already there. Storm is hitting again. Khaldor, Luck, and ETC actually at the top is dying. ETC was taken apart here. When it comes to experience, we have still both of them on roughly the same level. It looks like Sonya wants a piece of Zagara, moves down to the bottom of the map. She has focus attack on level 4 now, but of course Zagara able to move away here. Needle Spine for her on level 4. We have Soul Feast taken for Diablo into the Fire Devil. And besides that, pretty standard just now. I mean, Khaldor Luck could, for example, have decided to go into the Leeching Plasma. To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that he doesn't do it. I mean, we're still talking about a Sonya play, but in this case, he wanted apparently to make sure that with the Mental Acuity, there are some chances to get rid of these creep tumors a bit more often, which is absolutely fine. But I still expect Kala's Embrace to be taken as the level 7 talent and no steady charge, just because it helps Sonya out so much, and preloading the shields is incredibly powerful. Mental Acuity and the Oracle already coming in play here, so he's starting to take down a few of those, and even drops the Storm now since it's already gone. But yeah, there's the level 7, and it is Kala's Embrace. Shields for Sonya, she's going to be thankful. And we have now Enduring Growth after Elune's Grace taken. The Ferocious Healing on level 7. Double Battle Momentum on the side of 2-Arc. They use it for Zagara for the extra damage, especially in the later stages of the game. But also here on Diablo with that added damage thanks to the Fire Devil, of course. We're also now in a situation where we have, again, the Revolution Overdrive. And besides that, the teams are really just like trying to push these lanes in a bit. A few of the camps have been taken, but it was mostly the Bruiser camp on the side of the Murlocs a bit earlier. Quite often you see actually heroes or teams try to go for the camp a bit later so that they have it pushing the lane when the bot lane is not really active. So when the bot lane temple is active, that's what I wanted to say. So yeah, that's going to be announced now. So I guess we're going to see these bad boys rotate over to their own camp and try to claim that before they move down to the bottom lane. Where Zagara is of course more or less attempting to grant some vision thanks to the creep tumors for that fight to come. Only one of the towers is down. Well, both of them are low in ammunition, but they're not eliminated. Uh-oh, that would be the worst time for Zagara to die. Khaldor Luck is in tower range though, and Zagara gets away. That was a close call, but she still has well up, so that's fine. Camp, by the way, was not taken. They didn't time the camp. They instead moved down here now and try to fight for this one, for the temple, but they don't have the top lane pushing. Tassadar moving back at this moment in time is of course a bit unfortunate. Apparently he didn't have the well ready and decided to move back. That is going to lead into the first few shots fired against the structures of the Murloc Geniuses. So there we have it. They start to move in for it, and first of all we have one tower down, second one is falling, a bit of a rotation into the middle, trying to just like get some more experience. LZ Gamer is doing the same thing. He will have to rotate down now though, because at this point it looks like that fight is finally starting and Sunshine is completely zoned. And he is dead before Reyna even arrives. They fought a 5 versus 4, did not turn out in their favor. So the Murloc Geniuses, they start to get that momentum back. They still have half of the shots left on the towers, and they also have another camp that they now utilize to push this in even harder. They have a double, they have the Siege Giant camp, and they start to go for it. We could see 2-Arcs starting to rotate away now, because they will probably have to give this up. They don't have the level 10, and it's going to take a while for them to actually get it. But they have Reyna moving to the top lane and trying to aim for it. Now Frost, they have, at this point at least, looking at not only Mosh Pit, Wrath of the Berserker, Tranquility, we have also the Ring of Frost, Mosh Pit, and also the Force Wall. And makes up for some really interesting comps that you can actually go for. Like a Force Wall into a Mosh Pit can be quite annoying if that really hits. Level 10s are by now also ready for the opponent's team for 2-Arc. The problem for them, of course, is that it wasn't in time for them to save the fort. Now they have their Lightning Breath. We have also the Maw. In the games of old, it would have been the Apocalypse, Maw into Apocalypse, but right now, it's not so much about that stun. It's about them rushing in and trying to save that fort, which is incredibly low already. I mean, that push power that we saw was really, really strong. So already, the situation here, Tsukima, Faye, Khaldor Luck, and Fury are already there. Equinox as well. Everybody is starting to move in for this one once again, and just defending the fort as best as they can. The problem is that you can really just like zone around this a bit, and we have a few heroes that have very long pokes that they can use to drop that HP on the fort slowly and steadily. Experience is fairly the same, but here comes Diablo starting to rush in here. That's maybe an opportunity for them to go for the Fire Breath, Lightning Breath used here, Tranquility to zone it out, Divine Shield has been used as well, but there's already the big fight starting right now with the first kill against ETC, who was going for the Mosh Pit, of course. But we have Sunshine, Crowan, and everybody else on the side of 2-Arc rushing in right now and trying to go for a kill. And a bit of a lag spike here. We are, of course, on the North American server, which definitely has a bit of an impact on the game. And for now, it's still that only kill that we saw during the fight. But it was an important one. I mean, they are on even experience with the opponent. All of their heroics have been used, and it's time for the temples again. It's a very even fight that we see between these two teams. 2-Arc and Murlocs are definitely fighting a game on eye level here on this particular map, and it's going to be pretty interesting who's going to take it. Right now, I would still give a bit of an edge, of course, to the Murloc Geniuses, just because they are in a position where they have so much damage already put onto that fort in the middle. They could theoretically take that down without even using the objective, and for now, they try to go for a kill and they drop Diablo. It's going to be back thanks to his trade in another 2 seconds, but still, that was an important one as well. Tassadar is rotating to the top. If they get a few of these shrines, that would be great for them. I mean, the temples are going to be attacked now, and we have them in the slight lead. The Murlocs are doing fairly well here, and they are definitely, when it comes to structures, in a much better position since they dropped quite a few of those, especially that fort at the bot lane, but also all of the towers that were protecting the mid-lane game. And yeah, Sunshine, LT Gamer, they are starting to take the control up here. Khaldor is still just going for vision. He went to the watchtower. They're not really rotating towards that tower yet. They might really wait for the level 13 talent, but I'm not quite sure if they can do that. ETC moves in. Muradin jumps away, gets the chance to do that. Once again, the Wrath of the Berserker on Sonya. She goes in with another slam. That force wall did not isolate them well enough. There was still a slight gap that they were able to use. And now we have Sonya up at the top, going for those shots. And once that the next structure drops, it is going to be that level 13 talent for them. And that's going to be super important for the fight at the bottom of the map, because there we have another temple. Fort has been eliminated, 13 talent has been taken. That's Mystical Spear for you right now. Oh, look at that, Reyna actually going straight for Hyperion, trying to take down a few of the structures there. They want to get the level 13. That's the reason why he did it. He wanted to take a tower and maybe even a bit more. Try to drop maybe like the well, the second tower, something like that. Force your opponent to just fight on even talents, but so far they don't have 13. They will have it soon, but that fort in the mid lane got annihilated already. Finally 13 versus 13. Muradin has to rotate over, and this is starting to get really tricky for Team 2 They are at least in possession now of their 13 talents, but the entire situation with them losing 3 of the forts is very, very annoying. And the rotation is happening again, and Equinox is going for that temple now. We have Shrink Ray taken, Relentless Leader again. It's like the Relentless version, if you so want, for Reyna. We are also seeing now, again, after Fire Devil, the Fire Storm, and we have the Shrink Ray taken. The fight at the bot lane is happening. Muradin is going for the temple as we speak. You should probably participate in that fight, because that could turn ugly real quick. There's Trader on his Muradin, waiting for Equinox, hits that Storm Bolt, but the shields are everywhere. Nice preloads by Khaldor. KhaldorTV with a decent job there. Of course, Trader had to jump away. We still have a spear ready. LZ Gamer is a bit exposed there. He needs to be careful. He doesn't have an escape. And Sonya is still soaking additional shots. And shots are being fired, taking down another tower here. Still zoning happening. And look at the experience that we're seeing for Murlocs. The Murloc Geniuses go in again. Muradin, can he jump? He might be able to, but first of all, that Lightning Breath on Diablo is hitting hard and dropping all of them low. But same goes for 2 They lost a lot of HP there, and we already have Tsukima on Malfury with Tranquility. Diablo is dead, and this time for much longer, and so is also Muradin. Candy Muradin turns into Chocolate Muradin here for some reason and is just thrown over the map. Tsukima is praying. Oh my god, LZ Gamer moves in for the killing blow. But over here we have the double Blizzard hitting home after a great mosh pit. Insomnia is down. He saved Kron. What a guy. Could have saved himself. Decided to instead just save LZ Gamer. And, Zagara actually, but it's Faye who eliminates everybody. No, she's not! It's Zagara! Zagara eliminates the rest. The entire team is down. Murlocs have been defeated in this battle. Experience, by the way, is currently 16 as a level versus 15. What a fight at the bot lane. Everybody dying. I could have sworn that Jaina is going to take this. Especially when we saw that one Blizzard hitting the entire Mosh Pit heroes. That was really nice. But as is, they are not able to make that play here. Once again, Tsukima is up over here. We have the level 16 talents, the Nerves of Steel right now for Sonya. We are also seeing the Hardened Focus. We have Northern Exposure, Imposing Presence, and the Dimensional Warp. The 16 talents have been reached by 2 as well, so 2 is now in a spot where they have not only the Brutal Expansion, which is going to help them quite a bit, but they also have Benediction. So it's damage on Zagara, it's a lot of heals that we see on Uther, and Diablo went into Rampage. The extra movement speed that he has is pretty amazing with this. We're seeing them with the Stone Form on Muradin, and when we're talking about Reyna, normally you would see the bullseye there, but we have actually seen a few adjustments. I don't really think that Executioner would be the right talent here. There's just not enough slow on their part, but it has been a popular talent in the last few days. For now, it is of course the bullseye. Makes way more sense here to use it. And again, the jump onto the point. Diablo with a Lightning Breath trying to steal the camp away. More has been used too. Equinox is dead. And 2 they turn the game. They start to turn the game. They steal the camp away. They get a triple kill out of this. This is getting rather crazy. This is getting really crazy. They move in and they are about to drop that keep. They could have gone for boss or anything. There's 2 more temples that activate another 8 seconds, but right now the only thing that they have to do is go through the keep at the bot lane. They have another 27 seconds until Sonya is going to be back. There's no way for them to do anything else. There is the rotation for both of the temples, by the way. And yeah, that keep is going to fall. They can now rotate to the temples too and start to claim those. but this is the lead in experience for the first time in the game for them. Very well done. 10 kills against 7, and we have in damage, look at that Diablo with 28,000 damage, 54,000 on Zagara. They claim the temples now too, and yeah, they not only turned that game, they are in a great position right now. They dropped the first keep. They're starting to attack the keep in the mid lane now as well. And Murlocs, the Murloc Geniuses, they have to really make sure that they are going to win one of these next fights. If Fury hits a good mosh pit, it should work. But so far, they have been struggling. And Somia gets completely isolated though. Might have to use... He doesn't have the Divine Shield. He can't use it. Can't use anything here. He drops. Down he goes. And yeah, well, once again, sorry guys for these small lags here, but we are on one of the American servers, and as far as I know, it's actually the server that is the farthest away from me, and today the connection seems to be pretty bad over there. So yeah, that's why we're having a few problems with that. But right now, it's still level 19 versus 17 or any second, so up to the top lane, we're currently seeing ETC claiming another shrine, and those shots, that's at least something that the Murlocs get right now. And I mean, they are starting to really put some pressure onto this top lane. That keep is completely exposed. Problem is that it's also true for their own mid lane, and that experience advantage that they're seeing for 2ARC is, of course, quite something. 19 versus 18, at this point in the game, it really allows you to just like get a lot closer to level 20 and then get that extra talent. Use the Storm talent here and make sure that you run with that. So Fury, Sunshine, LZ Gamer, like everybody is like still in position. They're already starting in here. Once it's the stun and the kill against Sonya, God, they start moving. If you have a Diablo, you can just play so aggressive with these combos. And he just goes in. They have stun after stun with the Muradin and also an Uther. They run in again, but a very nice force wall is actually trapping them for now. But they go for boss. They know that they're in a 5 versus 4 situation, so they simply go boss. And, well, to be quite honest, it might not even have to, if they catch the boss, if they actually make that happen, they could just simply go for core theoretically if they hit the level 20 talent. Here comes the attempt to go in. ETC has his mosh pit ready. There's also the force wall. ETC is going to try and use it. Already Diablo on the point with a lightning breath. Here comes the Maw. We still have the boss is stolen. No, it's not stolen. It's not stolen. They get it. Zagara maured them, and they were able to get it before that happened. GG already called. 2 heroes down. 2 more died. 3 more now that Malfurion is also dead. They went for the boss attack. It's the only thing that they could do. As silly as it might sound, but it was either that or lose the game to the boss. So they decided that it was better to just like try and fight for it or force the opponent back. They went in, and it's the only move that really Murloc Geniuses that was still available to them. So they went for it, it didn't work out, and now we have, of course, the game decided in favor of 2ARC. They will advance to the finals here. Great job at the end of the storm, North America. Really well played, and GG.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is GG and the end of another series here on KhaldorTV with Heroes of the Storm. So once again, we have another video finished, and I hope that you enjoyed the commentary and that you liked the game, of course, as well. It was a pleasure casting the match for you. And if you guys really enjoyed it, then make sure that you give that video a thumbs up on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do that too. If you have friends that are interested in Heroes of the Sports esports scene, then definitely recommend the channel to them or just show them the video if they want to see like a bit how the pros are drafting here, especially of course when it comes to the North American scene, European scene. And I mean, these days we even have a couple of Chinese games on the channel here, so I hope that you enjoy that as well. That being said, thank you very much for watching again. I'm going to see you guys next time with more Heroes of the Storm content here on the channel. Have a great day and enjoy your week, and see you soon. Bye bye.